Hi, I'm Jack.shilley and welcome to the August garden review. It's been a busy month. We've had some pretty decent weather. Again, it's been quite a good year in terms of growing, and there's been lots of activity on the patch with the pumpkins, the tomatoes, and in the fruit plot as well. Everything just seems to be growing really, really well. So in this week's episode, the garden review for August, I'm going to take you around and show you all of what's been going on throughout the month. First of all, I'm going to start off with my pumpkins, which are these two plants here. One of them, this one, seems to be doing really well in terms of growth. Doesn't have any pumpkins on it though. We've had one. It was only small, but it was ready to harvest, and so we harvested it. But that seems to have a lot more vegetative growth and just looks healthier than this one. But this one is the more important one because it's actually got a pumpkin that's developing really, really well. It's starting to swell. It's getting bigger pretty much every day. What I'm going to do with that one is I'm just going to leave that one, give it the benefit of the doubt. Hopefully there'll be another pumpkin form before October, which is when I really want them by. There is a very, very tiny one at the end, so I'm going to leave it. Hopefully that will develop into something a little bit substantial by the time we get to October, but you know, October's not too far away now. And with this one here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a good, just a general purpose vegetable feed, which is what I've got here. Mix it up in some water. Now, liquid feeds are very good because if the plant's looking a little bit tired like this, they get access to those nutrients straight away. So in mixing it with the watering can and then watering it with that, it's ensuring the plant is going to get all its nutrients straight away and should hopefully pick itself back up again. I haven't cut any of the pumpkins back really, I've just let them grow. So there's quite a lot of vegetative growth on both of them at the growth tips. What I have done is, where there's a pumpkin swelling, I've removed all the other pumpkins that are developing, so the plant focuses its energy purely on that one pumpkin, which seems to be doing the trick at the moment. I've also had to cut a few of the leaves off where they've got a little bit brown or they've got mildew. That's not a problem, just cut them off. The plant will grow the new leaves, new set of leaves from where you cut that one off, and yeah, there's not a problem in cutting any of the leaves off. So this is how the pumpkins are doing, not too bad. Now when it comes to tomatoes, I couldn't really have asked for a better crop. They've been absolutely phenomenal, and although they're sort of coming to the end now, we've had huge amounts of tomatoes come off them, and I think they just pretty much used all their energy in the production of those fruits. So, I mean, we have had a really decent harvest of all three of these tomatoes, and I'll put the varieties of the tomatoes in the description so you know what ones I've grown this year. There's still a few more trusses to come. I mean, this one's developing really well now. This is Sun Gold here, doing really, really well. So there's still a little bit of time to go with the tomatoes, but mainly they're sort of beginning to finish now. Last few harvests, and then they'll be done for the season. Keeping them well watered and well fed, that's a priority, especially when the weather's dry like this. Now the watermelons that I said weren't doing a lot have now all of a sudden decided they're going to do a lot, and they're in flower. There's tiny little watermelons forming on them, so I'm hoping that because they're in here, it's going to be a frost-free environment for at least sort of till end of October, November time, when it starts getting really cold. It's going to be frost-free until then. That hopefully we might be able to just about squeeze the fruit out of one of these plants. They're doing all right at the moment, but they haven't done as well as I thought they would, and the fruit has started to develop very, very late on in the season, which is why I'm not sure whether there's going to be enough time before it starts getting really cold for them to develop properly. Now the vegetable plot is looking absolutely fantastic. It's doing really, really, really well. There are hundreds of chilies on the chili plants, as you can probably see. The runner beans are getting a little bit wild, but that's expected. There's loads of runner beans forming on there, absolutely phenomenal amount. The carrots are doing really well. They'll be ready for harvesting sort of middle of the month to end of the month, so not a while to go yet. So not so long to go. The lettuce is doing pretty well. I haven't taken my first cutting of these yet. They're a cut and come again, but I haven't taken my first cutting yet. I'm going to let them develop for a little bit longer. The purple sprouting broccoli that we put in at the back, one of them has just been completely ravaged by slugs, unfortunately, so I'm going to replace that. But the other two are doing really well, and they've started to develop properly, and they'll be ready for harvesting much later on in the season. All in all, the vegetable plot is just looking really, really good at the moment. I've got this irrigation system set up which literally just soaks the soil. That's what they need when it's warm like this. And I'm also feeding them weekly with chicken manure pellets, organic chicken manure pellets. That just improves the soil, makes sure they've got nutrients directly available to them, and has really helped in terms of the amount of produce that's being made on this area through the month. One of the key things that's happening in the fruit plot at the moment is the nectarine tree. Now, it's got 2 very small nectarines that have only just started to develop on there. Now, this is very exciting because I haven't had fruit on it before. I'm not sure whether they're going to develop fully this year into a size we can eat, but it's very promising that it's had so much fruit on it, and it's starting to develop now, which is the right time. So we will continue to monitor that. In terms of the cherry, it's responded to the pruning which I carried out a few weeks back very, very well, and it started to swell, and there's lots of new buds coming on there ready for next year. The kiwi vine isn't doing anything, and I've decided that I'm going to be taking it out, so I'll do that later on in the season. Autumn raspberries coming into their own now, absolutely laden in fruit, doing really, really well considering it's its first year. Much like the summer one. The summer one did really well, and the autumn one's doing the same. Blueberries, they've all finished now. We had a bumper crop of those this year, really fantastic fruits. And yeah, the fruit patch is going really, really well. I'm giving all of the trees and the plants a really, really good soak. When it's especially in dry weather like this, they need it, they really do. And I'm also feeding them with organic chicken manure pellets on a weekly basis at the moment. That's pretty much all we've got time for in this August garden review. I haven't shown you the strawberries or the pineberries because they've pretty much finished and they've come to the end now. Same with the blackcurrant. It's finished and they're starting to look a bit tired and tatty. So all we've got to do with those is tidy them up, remove any of the dead or diseased, damaged foliage, just to improve the quality of the plants. Continue to water them. It's not like they're not growing now, it's just they're not doing anything productive at the moment. The runners on the strawberries and the pineberries that I showed you last time are doing fantastically well, and they've started to root, which is really, really good news, and hopefully that will ensure that I have plants that I can put out year on year, so to ensure that I've always got a decent crop of strawberries and pineberries. As I said, that's all we've got time for in this month's August garden review. If you have any comments, queries or questions, or any experiences that you'd like to share with the other viewers on the channel, please do post a comment in the box below. Don't forget to subscribe. We've got lots more content coming right the way through the autumn, including the new series that I'm going to be starting, Autumn and Winter Colour, showing you how to inject some last minute colour and to brighten up those dull autumn days with some nice plants. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.